Teddy Joe and I are back in the building room. I got all the parts that I ordered in finally, and I am now ready to start building this. And so I'm excited to kind of get you caught up on what's been happening. And before I start building, I thought it would be interesting to go over the numbers to see how much this project is actually costing me. And it's costing me a little bit more than I had maybe hoped for. But considering the number of pieces that are going to be used in this artwork, it is actually very well priced so far. So the first thing I bought was the medium-sized bag from the local Pick-a-Brick store, and that cost $50. I like to usually get those on sale, but I didn't time it quite right, so it's okay. I got two Pick-a-Brick cups, or one box in this instance. The small is $8.99, the large is $15.99. I also got our cross-stitch pattern, which was $17.23 on Amazon. So then it just came down to stealing all the pieces that I could from around my house, and I didn't count those in the cost because I figure that's just a bonus, and using what you have is always a good idea. But I did have to order in some more round plates, which is what I've been waiting on. Oops, sliding away, girl. And so I actually decided to order them from Bricklink this time. I wanted to order them from the Pick-a-Brick online, but it was going to end up costing a little bit more. And even with shipping costs, I was able to purchase it cheaper from Bricklink. I hope you're not as bored as Teddy Joe appeared to be, and she left me. But I ordered from two different sellers from Bricklink, and I was able to pick up all of the colors that I needed to be able to complete the build. And those were $18.12 and $31.65 for those two orders. So the grand total of everything, and this is not including all the pieces that I've had at home that I'm going to use, is $141.98. That seems like a lot. If I had to buy all the pieces, I don't even want to know what the cost would have been. But if you consider the fact that in this piece of artwork, I am going to be using 3,136 of the 1x1 round plates, that is actually a really good price. So I'm okay with it, and it's going to be worth every bit of it when I get to hang it on the wall. There was one last step to do before I actually started putting the base layers down to be able to put all of the plates on top of, and that was to design the border. And I bought in one of the Pick-a-Brick cups, I bought these slopes in red because I just was like, yep, that's going to be really perfect to use. And I started kind of messing around with an idea, and I thought a double layer would be really cool. And this is going to be the base layer where all the round plates are. And so I built up the border just a little bit higher above it, kind of the frame. And then my daughter kind of meandered in. I call her in a lot of times because she just kind of provides another great viewpoint, so something you may have missed or something. So it's really great to have another pair of eyes look at projects when you're building. And so she came in and she was like, we were trying to figure out this corner, and she said, well, why don't you put the ring in each corner? Now I have extra rings from other sets. I'm probably going to order 4 more in just so that these can stay with the sets that they're supposed to go to, even though they're spares. But for right now, I'm going to borrow them, and I'm really grateful for her coming up with that great idea. Now it's time to build, and I have such a huge variety of pieces to try to mesh this thing together that I am a little bit nervous about, but I'm just going to get in here and I'm just going to have fun. I have all my pieces organized by size, and I'm going to try to make a canvas, hopefully using the largest pieces first so that I don't have a whole bunch of little ones in there, and then using these plates to be able to kind of seam them on the back side. I also want to be able to create a one high brick border to go around the bottom, which will actually enable me to put the little hanging piece in the back side and just give it a little bit of dimension and depth when it comes out from the wall. I have absolutely no idea if this is going to go smoothly. I know that I need it to be 116-inch studs long and 32 studs wide. And so I've got to try to see if I can get my math done properly here and hope that the pieces will actually fit in properly. So I'm going to get started and see if I can create this. That went together so much faster and better than I thought it would, and I'm really excited. Look at this beautiful canvas that I just made. Now, it's difficult to see the details on it because it's all black, but I built up the rim, the tiered rim that I'll need to be able to put on the frame around it. Now, I'm not going to actually put that on yet because I'm going to work on putting all those little round plates in. I also added a bit of a layer of a support system within here in the middle. I could have added more, but the seaming went together pretty well. I just ran a seam down every single row going this way and then filled it in on every seam that went this way. But it's kind of like, you know, it's a little bit loose when you go in there, and I didn't know how much I needed to kind of grit it out. But the truth of it is, when you hang it on the wall, it doesn't need to be that solid. So I figured I'll just have to be careful when I put the plates on. I thought about not putting on this part of the frame, but I kind of wanted to make sure I had enough pieces and finish it out. I also was able to put in 2 of the hanging pieces. I had to alter the seams covering a little bit up here, but it actually is working out really, really well. I thought this was going to take me forever, and it just kind of flew together. And so now we actually get to start making this beautiful thing happen, and I'm really excited. And in the blink of an eye, I completed the build, but I did have to beg my daughter for a little bit of help because I needed to finish it a little bit quicker than I had originally planned, because my son came home for the weekend, and just like the genius that he is, he walked past and thought, well, why don't you do this? And he always does that to me. I don't know how he's so smart with it, but he suggested putting a row of these translucent yellow tiles on to create the light ray coming from Sauron's eye, and I needed his help to get it angled properly. I could have tried it on my own, but I knew he was just going to be so much better at it than me. So my daughter came and she helped me put down all of the round tiles onto it to get it all ready. And then my son was able to help me put down this lovely row of yellow tiles that created that light ray. And we actually brought it to where it wasn't quite on Frodo right here, but it was kind of close to it. I guess Frodo's this one. I guess this is Sam because he has the backpack on him. Now, I did change a couple things at the last minute. I was going to put these red slopes all along, double layered all along the edges, but it ended up being just too much red. And so I went back to bricks and minifigs, and I dug around for forever, and I found a whole bunch of these black tiles, and I was able to finish it off with that. Now, there was a little bit of playful banter that went on in the home because we were trying to figure out whether we should have a ring on every corner, all 4 corners, or if we should put just one on. And some of us thought it's cool on every corner, and some of us thought, no, there's only one ring, so it needs to just be one. And so we decided, after having a lot of family discussions, that we would put just one ring down here in this corner because it was closest to Frodo, and the rest of them we just put square black tiles. I am beyond ecstatic with how well this turned out. It achieved all of my expectations and beyond. I'm really excited to hang it up, and I'm kind of envisioning a whole bunch of these popping up throughout my house. It can be costly, so it's probably going to be something that I do every now and again, but the ability to create these artworks and have them look so nice is a very exciting and maybe a little bit dangerous idea to know about. So this project is all done, and now we can move on, which is always very exciting. Now, you know I'm not content unless I'm building something, so I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what's going to be coming next. Now, I started this project a few months ago, but I got a little burnt out because I didn't quite know the vision of where it was going. But this is Icy, my snow dragon, and he wants a really cool cave set in a snowy environment, and it is actually going to have blue fairy lights worked into it because I want blue crystals in his cave to be able to light up. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I think I'm finally ready for it. So make sure to subscribe and check the channel often because Icy's going to come back with an amazing home that I'm going to build for him. And we're very excited to see you again soon. Now make sure to comment below and tell me what you think of this artwork and maybe a dream piece of artwork that you would like to create.